Is this real life? I feel crazy. The world is spinning around me. What's happening? You have 4 eyes. I have 2 fingers.
For years, warning signs were dismissed as noise, awkward moments laughed off, strange footage reduced to memes, and serious questions quietly ignored. Now, 50 Cent's documentary forces a fresh look, tightening the timeline and bringing long-ignored whispers into the spotlight. At the center is Diddy, a kingmaker with immense influence, and Justin Bieber, a talented teenager drawn into that world before he fully understood it. This isn't just internet gossip or recycled clips. It's a story of power, pressure, and how the truth can remain hidden for years when too many benefit from silence.
Yeah, so as soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you rock this every time you come to LA. Yeah, it's gonna be yours. So every time you come to LA, it's a little dusty, but you know, I'm gonna get the front shot in.
Man.
Get it?
Woo. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna be driving this next year.
Yeah, when you get 16, you come down, you gotta, you know, wear your seatbelt.
I mean, I'm 15. You could ride in the passenger seat. I got my permit. Not yet.
No.
All right, 16.
No, 16. Slow down. Let's slow down, Josh.
Okay.
Let's slow down. Okay.
One step at a time.
But yeah, the keys is yours when you get 16. You good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
All right.
Then when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion.
Okay. I get the mansion?
Yeah.
All right. So where are we off to now?
Where would you like to go?
I mean, wherever you want to go. Where are we going?
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but, it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher.
He signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So, and we gonna go full crazy.
I'm going crazy.
Crazy.
I'm taking this out tonight.
What you want to do? What you want to do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang out with some girls.
A man after my heart. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Justin Bieber's rise was celebrated as a flawless modern success story, but beneath the shine lay a far more troubling reality. A teenager navigating powerful adult circles with little protection. Old clips and interviews reveal him repeatedly placed in situations where influence and access outweighed age-appropriate boundaries, moments that circulated widely yet were shrugged off as typical celebrity culture. This isn't about one clip or accusation. It's about how exposure became routine, warning signs were normalized, and the industry trained itself not to intervene. When youth is treated as currency for opportunity, the real question isn't shock. It's accountability, and who will bear the cost while others look away.
That's been saying for years, this man is having sex with underage. So now the federal government is looking at that like, yo, when is somebody going to come forward? We got this information, this alleged information, but nobody's willing to come forward. Then they go on and say, yo, Shakur Stewart mysteriously dead. Supposed to be a self-inflicted wound. Person that had everything going for him in their life. Kim Porter dead. Somebody's car gets blown up. This guy is walking around threatening other actors, people. Somebody got to get involved in it. If it ain't the state, let it be the feds. Somebody got to stop him. He lucky that God given him the opportunity to be stopped while he's alive, then have to go to hell and face that shit. He got a chance to repent now, change his life.
You mentioned minors, and a lot of people have been trying to drag Justin Bieber into this situation because there's a lot of suspect looking videos with Diddy and Bieber in it, and they're making.
For years, 50 Cent positioned himself as a detached observer of Sean Diddy Combs' inner circle, aware of the environment but refusing to participate, only for his warnings to be dismissed as petty rivalry. Now, as legal pressure mounts and public perception shifts, those same comments carry new weight and urgency. This doesn't validate every claim, but it reframes his intent, showing that cautionary voices often exist long before proof emerges. The uncomfortable truth is clear. Criticism is easiest to ignore when it comes from someone people want to discredit. Many early warnings are buried, not because they're wrong, but because influence extended far beyond music, controlling access to rooms where careers were accelerated or stalled without explanation. Justin Bieber's proximity to that power wasn't an anomaly. It reflected an industry built on gatekeepers, where opportunity flowed through private leverage rather than transparency, and where silence and access often mattered more than talent.
Diddy bought his son a Bentley. Maybe, he could buy you one also.
Got me a Lamborghini. And
well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last time.
He had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Well, apparently not.
Something, everything ain't for everything.
Guy in the tape is white.
If he's bigger than Diddy, and he's not none of the names that I said, probably so. But then they say he was young too.
Yeah, they say he was young.
Let me get his name right. I hope it ain't the Bieber. I hope it's not the Bieber.
That's a good one. It might be him. But if they saying that the guy is young and he's an A-lister, I can't think of that many black people, man.
Right. Not at all. And somebody that's more powerful, more of a celebrity than Diddy. You understand what I'm saying? If they were saying somebody that was more celebrity than Diddy, he was an A-lister, he was younger. You know what I'm saying? And if he's not black, it would have to be the Bieber. That's his name, Bieber? They said I got that wrong too. Justin Bieber, allegedly. I don't know, bro.
Right. But when you heard the news that Diddy, he had to take with another man, did that catch you by surprise or no?
Well, all this shit is by surprise to me. A lot of this shit is by surprise to me, to be totally honest, man. Because I knew Puff. I knew Puff Dad.
The deeper issue isn't just what happened behind closed doors, but why accountability broke down in a system where success hinges on closeness to power. When opportunity is dictated by access, boundaries blur and caution begins to feel like a liability rather than protection. In that environment, the real pressure point is power itself, who has the freedom to refuse, and who bears the cost when they do.
I knew Diddy before he was Love and Brother Love and back to Diddy. So, no, but the diddler, he's the diddler now. A lot of it's surprising, but it's not unheard of. Because you hear of all kinds of and whether it registered with you or you internalize it or something like that, that's a whole nother story. But a lot of this stuff is it's crazy, but this is the world that we live in now, man. That these individuals thinks it's all right. Bruh, when does it comes all right to be sitting there eating food off a naked woman? When did we start doing what they do? Let's keep it a buck. When did we start doing what they do? These guys is popping pills. These got Jay-Z dancing with a chick that's into.
Long before Justin Bieber became a global superstar, Usher openly spoke about entering Sean Diddy Combs' world as a teenager and later reflected on the adult pressures he faced far too early, reminding us that context matters. This shifts the conversation from speculation to precedent. When similar patterns repeat across generations, coincidence loses weight, revealing a continuity where authority and trust are handed down without meaningful reform. If discomfort was acknowledged once, the harder question becomes, why did nothing change? And why did the system remain intact for the next young talent following the same path?
He fizzled out fast, too.
So would you say someone like Justin Bieber is a victim? I just seen he is reportedly selling his whole catalog because he's broke.
Yeah. Yeah. And once he finishes getting that money, I don't understand why he's broke. He didn't have to be broke. Usher just wouldn't stop robbing him.
Damn.
I mean, Usher couldn't keep his hands out of his pocket. It's funny. He got him signed and turned over custody to Diddy. And boy was never the same. And neither was Usher's pockets, because Usher's been living off of Justin Bieber's money. He ain't been living off of his own. Because the truth is, Usher don't really make that kind of money. And I'm really just kind of sick and tired of Usher reigning.
Yeah,
I'm really kind of disgusted with Usher reigning, who does Greek wrestling nude with men over Frosted Flakes, allegedly. Like, I'm sick and tired of this guy who everyone knows got the Diddy bumps, who's been sued for passing them on and lost, is still sitting there disgracing women in front of their men who bought the tickets to like that whole scheme.
He's causing a lot of divorce courts.
Yeah, but why? He don't even want them. He don't want them women. He's literally doing it just to destroy relationships.
As scrutiny around Sean Diddy Combs grew, many of those once connected quietly retreated, while 50 Cent amplified his warnings, revealing an unspoken industry rule. Speaking out risks alliances, staying silent preserves them. In that world, loyalty and self-interest often merge into the same calculation. This isn't panic, it's strategy in an ecosystem where truth competes directly with career survival. And when silence becomes the safest path, a hard question emerges. Can accountability truly exist in a system that rewards looking the other way?
Interview of Justin Bieber, and he was talking about Billie Eilish. And he was like, he was broke, almost in tears. He's like, I just want to protect her. I just want to keep her safe.
Yeah.
What do you think he went through?
Because he knows what's been happening to Billy. Just like everybody knew what was happening to Millie Bobby Brown girl with Drake. These people are monsters.
Real life.
It ain't real life. Just ain't. Real life street star. You know what time it is.
Jermaine Dupri said something interesting. He said the reason that R&B isn't as powerful as it is anymore is because children are going to church.
Yeah.
What is it about the transfer from the spiritual to the secular do you believe that's what made R&B so powerful?
Understand this. Rhythm and blues was a combination of gospel and soul music. Because soul music has always been around in one form or another. It's just evolved throughout the years. And you got gospel, rhythm and blues. That's what put that together. That's why they made such a big stink about the Ray Charles incorporating gospel sounds into secular music. Because they wanted people to separate the two. This is demon, this is good. The truth is none of that's real.
Right.
There is no bad, there is no good. There is what is and there is what is not. And that's sad. But when you take the spirit that comes.
Justin Bieber has never publicly accused Sean Diddy Combs of criminal behavior, but his later reflections on anxiety, instability, and burnout offer important context to a more complex reality. He is described being thrust into extreme pressure at a young age, surrounded by adults with conflicting interests, and expected to manage success without the tools or protections to safeguard his well-being. This history doesn't provide easy answers, but it shatters simplistic narratives, revealing the true cost of growing up too fast in an environment where protecting the young was never the priority.
Videotapes to the feds that contain celebrities in these freak-offs with Diddy is now listing some of the names that he saw on these tapes. And this man said that he got these tapes from a very close friend of Kim Porter's, and these were Kim Porter's tapes that she was going to use against Diddy. And some of the names that he says are some that we have heard rumored over the years. He said he saw Justin Bieber on this tape and he appeared to be underage during this time. He also saw Usher on these tapes and Usher definitely appeared to be underage. And this one gave me the chills because we've heard that Usher is the one that sent Justin Bieber to Diddy. Courtney Burgess sat down with the Too Strong channel here on YouTube and started naming some of the celebrities that he saw on these tapes.
Were kids involved in these parties that you can verify from looking at the tapes?
If Justin Bieber was older than he's supposed to have been, yes. If Usher was older, well, Usher was definitely young.
Okay.
You understand? They showed the part with his, the gloves all in his bed. You understand? It looked like they came home from a event, a party or something.
Went on to explain how Danny Boy was also in one of these videos with Mary J. Blige and Diddy together. And Danny Boy admitted when he was 15 that Mary J. Blige flew him out to New York and he slept with her while he was under.
The focus here isn't on legal verdicts, but on human impact. Harm doesn't always come with a headline or a clear accusation. It often emerges years later as emotional strain, disrupted stability, or pain that was never acknowledged. When pressure, access, and exposure are built into a system, damage can accumulate quietly without a single traumatic moment to pinpoint. That's the uncomfortable truth, and it raises a sharper question. If the problem is structural, not isolated, why do we insist on one perfect allegation before admitting that the system clearly failed?
Danny Boy.
Danny Boy, okay.
You know what Danny Boy is?
I heard that before. I don't, I've been so far away from hip hop, I forgot, but I have heard that name, Danny Boy.
Danny Boy, back then, he looked like he was about 16. They both was about.
He also claimed that Jaden Smith, Will Smith's son, were in these videos, and he also said that there was photographs and videos of Diddy eating off of young girls.
Pictures or images of any of this stuff?
Yeah, I got Justin Bieber, Will Smith's son, whatever his name is. Other females on the table, they was young. He was eating off them. A lot of entertainments in there. I got calls from certain of them wanting to get the tape out of my hand. And I said, I don't know what you're talking about.
And I have said that if this man testified to the grand jury, the feds had to have some reason to bring him in to actually testify against Diddy. But y'all let me know what you guys think about this man naming all of the people on the
When Sean Diddy Combs' story entered the federal courtroom, speculation gave way to formal scrutiny, grounding the conversation in filings, procedures, and verifiable outcomes. Legal processes set clear limits on what could be responsibly claimed, but they also revealed a larger gap. Courts judge actions, not the systems that enable them. That distinction leaves deeper cultural failures unaddressed, reminding us that legality and morality are not the same. A case can close on paper while systemic harm persists, raising the sharper question: does accountability end with the legal process, or is that when the more difficult conversation truly begins?
Do you think he has a mole or an informant in his camp that's cooperating?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Listen, bro. Just doing law enforcement myself, just take for instance. I think the individual was a Syracuse former basketball player named Jason Barnes or Beard or something like that. He already had drug charges against him. The day Diddy house get raided, they catch him getting on a plane and they put him into custody. Didn't that sound a little weird? People didn't catch that. They either put him in custody for a couple of reasons. You understand? One, to make a witness out of him, or to safeguard him and protect him for anything that could happen to him, because they had already stated, allegedly, that he was some kind of mule for the people over there at Diddy's house. So now, with that information, that he was already known by the government for drug charges, wouldn't that be an individual that you use? I'm going to give you something different. And I'm going to give you something else that people don't even think. On the other day, I seen on the video that Puff had ran into Justin Bieber. They met up. And he started tapping him as if he was searching him and see if he had some kind of device on. Did you see that?
Yep.
Check this out. What if the federal government have already talked to Justin Bieber? And Diddy did that on tape. That means in his mind, he think this person may be a witness. Right?
The intersection of 50 Cent, Sean Diddy Combs, and Justin Bieber exposes a broader truth about celebrity-driven systems, where power accumulates at the top, vulnerability is pushed downward, and accountability comes last, if at all. Youth is marketed as authenticity, access is framed as mentorship, and silence is rewarded as professionalism, normalizing imbalance until it barely registers as a problem. This isn't a story of certainty or lone villains. It's about recurring conditions that keep producing the same harm. And when identical structures keep generating identical outcomes, the real question becomes unavoidable. When does the system stop being mere background and start being the central issue itself?